Alright, welcome back everybody. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome day. Just going to show you guys a couple more snakes, handling a few of them in this video, so we're not feeding any of them until probably the next couple of videos. But I just want to show you my Argentine boa. She is about, I'd say 3.5 years old, if not almost 4. So she's definitely getting some really good size on her. She shed out again this morning, and I think I missed her going into blue, but we have her shed right here, which is perfect. And she has her eye caps off, and there's no stuck shed on her anywhere. But I just wanted to show you guys how, how nice her colors are out of shed. So she is a pure BCO or pure Argentine. A lot of people do mix the Argentines with BCIs or even probably the BCCs, so we can get a lot of the red contrast in the tail, but still keeping a lot of the traditional Argentine colorations on them. But I like the just the plain Jane black and white Argentine. So I'm really shocked because I was like, maybe I'll get a male for her and see what happens in the future. So I bought her about, when she was a baby, 3.5, almost 4 years ago, for like $200. And I'm looking on Worth Market, and for whatever reason, they're like $900. Some of them are $1,000, and they're just a plain Jane black and whites. They're not the Max lines. They're not anything crazy. They're just normals for $900. So there goes that dream right there. Maybe in the future they will drop down, but I highly doubt it. I don't think there's too many people breeding out Argentines. I don't think there's enough to fulfill the want. So a lot of people were saying that she has a very massive head on her, which actually I think noticing her compared to her over here, which she's even older. Let's see if we can get a comparison. Well, she has a very big head too. Very, very large jaws. So we'll just look at her for a little bit, and then we'll get out the Anacondas. So she shed out. Oh, and my king snake shed out too. I'll show you guys her as well. So we'll just put her back. Hopefully she goes back nice and smooth. And her temperament has been a lot better since I've done this. I know I've mentioned that before, but we're still kind of getting her nicer, I guess. But once she's out, she's really not too bad. But again, I know a lot of you people have the Argentines, and I don't know if you guys keep them in cages where they can see out. But if they're super cage aggressive, you should definitely try this. Got this idea of a couple of you that watched the video, and I appreciate that. It's definitely helping out a lot. So we'll just set this down. I had the camera on that, and then the California King. So I know a lot of you guys, I guess some of you guys do like colubrids, but for those of you that do, this was my very first snake I ever owned about 5 years ago. And there she is. She's huge. So I really don't know how big king snakes actually get, and I do need to clean out her cage. But checking on snakes earlier and saw that she shed out. So I'll leave that in here until I clean out the cage after the video. But she looks really good. The one thing that I do really like about her is that her belly scales all the way down are this brownish color, which is awesome. So I'm glad they get I guess I can't say large, but they get a good size. I'd say these are a decent size. And then makes me excited that the black Mexican Kings will at some point be this size, or maybe even just a little bit larger. So try to make a quick handling video for you guys. And then we'll dive right into the green anacondas. I know a lot of you guys wanted to see both of them, so we'll see what happens with them. And once again, I hate this lid. I like the idea of this tote setup, but I'm really wondering if I could cut like something right here where I can just lift this up and then bungee cord it so they don't escape. But again, a missing snake or a missing anaconda would be a huge mess. So she comes every single time she comes up out of the water or out of the mulch in this position, which I'm pretty sure is a feeding response. So she won't bite me, hopefully not, but she won't eat anything unless it's a bird. So I do like to hook them out, or at least simulate hooking them out. That way they know that, you know, hopefully they can figure out that it's not feeding time or anything like that. But since she is on a super picky diet of eating just quail, I don't think she should think that I am food, but you never know with them. Their temperaments have been pretty good with me. I haven't had anything to worry about since I bought either one of them. If she bites me, it's definitely my fault. So I know I've said this before, but she tagged me once and it was because she went up my hoodie sleeve and I was trying to pull her out, and then that's when she nailed me. So that was definitely my fault. And hopefully she does not do that when I'm making the video, because then I'd have to drop the camera and pull her out and I'd probably get bit again. So she is I want to say she's a 2020, early 2020, possibly a super late 2019, but I really think she was born this year very early, because she only had maybe a couple meals in her when I bought her, but she's pretty small. So I'm just going to say she's, you know, very early. But again, she's not on rats for me at all. And I had that problem with my other one, Pop-Tart, and she jumped over to rats within the first 3 months, I think. So it wasn't that crazy, but she is definitely being stubborn with me. And on her, I really like the oranges on her, which I think she has a little bit more orange than Pop-Tart does. So very excited to see her grow up, to see what she will actually look like and if she holds her color. So the orange right behind her eyes is what I really like on her. And then on her body, it's a pretty, well, for green anaconda, I would say it's pretty dark green. I know a lot of females that I've seen turn very dark green, almost like a blackish color, which is cool. I just hope these ones kind of stay the really nice green color, just so we can see the definition of her sides right here, the yellows and the oranges on her belly and then on her sides, and then of course the traditional black spotting on top. But both of them do like water. I've noticed that she likes to be in the water just a little bit more than my other one. I don't know why that is, but it's really interesting just to sit in here and watch them maneuver around their cages and spend time in the water, and even eating in the water, which is ridiculous because they can definitely hold their breath for a very long time, and then even eating a prey completely submerged, it doesn't mess them up at all. So watching them compared to my other boas, since anacondas are in the boa family, they're very, as they're younger, they're very active. So I try to get them out as much as I can to bond with them, because I've heard horror stories about people getting bitten severely, having very psychotic green anacondas. Like you can't even get close to the cage without them going crazy. But so far I've been extremely lucky with both of them on having very, very nice temperaments. So even now, and even when they get older, of course, I would need to be very cautious about how I handle them and stuff like that. So this is Pop-Tart. She's February 2019, and struggled with her eating at the beginning, and now she's crushing medium rats. So just as a comparison on the feeding, she's basically on the quail, which is, I would say, is the same size as a very, very, very small rat. And then, so she's on the medium rats, and then my 4-year-old boas, they're all on medium rats as well. Although she could take larges, I don't want her to be on larges. So even she's on a medium, and she's, you know, 3-ish, a little over 3 years old. So the green anacondas definitely grow very, very fast, and they eat a lot straight from the get-go. My plans with her, as she grows up, I will be building her a cage just like hers, and then just like the Burmese cage. I have all the equipment at the house. I just have not gone out there and cut it and assembled it or ordered the glass yet. So this is definitely a project in itself, because it's tough moving 8-foot boards around and screwing them in by yourself and stuff like that, because I really don't have too many people that are into snakes or that would actually probably want to spend a solid 3-ish hours with me to cut the boards and then assemble everything. But I don't mind doing it myself. It's a fun project. When it's done, it's fun. When actually doing it, it's really not that much fun. It's super kind of aggravating. So we'll take her out. She does need to feed, she does need to eat. So I've kind of pushed her feeding off at least 3 or 4 days, just because I don't want her to become, you know, too overweight or anything like that. So hopefully no feeding responses on this as we're trying to hold her. So she is definitely getting bigger and bigger every time that I see her. But actually, you know, owning her and stuff like that, I really don't see her size, you know, her size growth, as I guess you guys would see in her from time to time. But she is a very, very beautiful green anaconda. We'll try to set this up here, and then I'll try to pick her up and then go from there. So she does make me a little bit nervous when I haven't fed her. Let's get this light out of the way as much as I can. So definitely reaching into her enclosure. I definitely don't want to get tagged by her from a feeding response, just because she's pretty vicious when she does want to eat. But so far she's been super sweet, super docile with me. I've had her since she was pretty much a baby, and you know, most of the time I do hook her out, and then just so we don't have any issues with her. But I think she's going to be a very, very good sized snake at some point. Again, they are boas, so I try to feed her like a normal boa constrictor, nice and slow, proper meals, spaced out. I don't want to get her too fat too quickly, just because a lot of people like to slam the anacondas with food so that when they're 4 or 5 years old, they have a 10-foot monster, and then they don't really live that long, or they have really bad health issues. So, you know, we'll see what she looks like in the next couple of years. I really think she'll bulk up. Over the winter, I think she would. Some people take them off food for the winter. I'm not sure if I'm really going to do that. I might space her food out a little bit more, like a 3-week type of a thing. But since she's still on rats and not on rabbits, I think she'll be doing okay. So we can see on her bands, they're still pretty orange, but she's definitely not as orangey as Mountain Dew. And I'm not sure if that's because she's growing up and losing some of that color, but we'll definitely have to see what Mountain Dew looks like in the years to come. So it is definitely a experience owning them. It's very, very exciting. It's fun. Would I say they're my favorite snake in the room? I don't know. That's a tough question. I would probably say yes. But I do love the Argentine. I love the ghosts. I love the Burmese. And so it's definitely a toss-up. I think it goes by day on their temperaments. Like if the Argentine's wanting to kill me, then she's definitely not my favorite. But I do probably spend more time handling the green anacondas than any other snake. And probably the Burmese. So I need to give the Burmese as much attention as I can just because of how her temperament is. It's not very good. So, and then these girls, any of the big snakes, definitely want to show as much love to them and as much attention, because if you don't handle them or if you stop handling them, which I think a lot of people do, once they get too big, it's definitely a chore to get them out. I've never held any snake bigger than her or my common boa, and so it will be definitely be an adventure trying to get her out when she's 80 pounds, 100 pounds and stuff like that. So, but we'll see what happens. We just got to take it slow, be careful, and all that good stuff. So that is it, guys. Just wanted to throw out just a nice video for you guys on both the Anacondas and the Argentine. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions on any of these snakes, so we can see how big she actually is right here. And her, for being under 2 years old, she's gonna be massive. So all right, guys, I'm going to feed her. I'm going to feed a couple of the big boas. That'll probably be the next video. So she's definitely a gorgeous snake. But, you know, again, I appreciate the support from all of you guys. I like how some of you guys are finding me on Instagram, sending me pictures of your guys' snakes, even your new purchases, which is awesome. Definitely like to see what you guys own and talk to you guys about them. But hopefully you guys have an awesome day and stay safe. I will see you guys on the next video.